So, what do you do when you're ready to stop drinking? And it's not just as simple as I've decided to stop drinking. I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm going to go cold turkey and I'm never going to drink again. Yeah, that doesn't work. I mean, it works for like 1% of 1%. It's not about willpower, and people have to understand that. And if you think it is, then you don't really have an understanding of what a mental health disease is. We don't need to debate that. What you do need to do, though, is you need to reinvent yourself. There is no one simple path to sustainable sobriety. There's no one way for everybody. There's no cookie cutter way, but there are some pretty important generalities that I think everybody should be doing. Now, everybody talks about going to AA or some kind of group therapy. I think it is kind of a must, not necessarily AA, although they are the poster child and the foundation of all recovery systems in the world. There's also Smart Recovery, there's Life Ring, and there's another one called Women for Sobriety. There's also, for women, I should suggest maybe the female side of AA as well. The bottom line is you want to go to one that resonates with you. Okay, you need to go to a group therapy. The reason why, because you need to be around other people who are in recovery. Okay, just like going to a bar, you're surrounded by people who want to drink. This, you want to do the exact opposite of that, okay? And that's just the beginning. That's just one generality that you need to start thinking in that direction. And really, in that same vein, you really need individual counseling. I think that's really essential because then it's customized towards you. And I learned so much dealing with my wife's counselors. And if this is the first time seeing me, well, I was married for 25 years, and unfortunately, my wife did succumb to the disease, largely because she didn't do the group therapy, and she definitely didn't get enough counseling. She did a lot of rehab stuff, but the counseling, I think, is really essential because it's about you, and it's focusing on what are your fears, what are your greatest fears, and delving into why are you drinking at all? Where did it come from, and dealing with the emotions of why you're drinking at all. That's so essential for long-term sobriety, is understanding yourself, facing those demons, encapsulate them, and then move on, grow from them, and evolve from those emotions. And that's what a counselor can do. That's really, not to plug this, but that's a lot of what my coaching program does, is individual customizable counseling for that particular person. And then I bring the family in because it's a family disease so that everybody's on the same page and understands we're going to get through this together rather than go fix yourself and come back to the family. It doesn't work that way for everybody involved. A lot of times the family is the problem and you need to pinpoint if they are. Now, for some people, not all, but I mean, if you're a later stage alcoholic, and really my page is really about awareness because you really want to get help before you get into the later stages. But if you are stage 3 alcoholic, where your life really centers around getting alcohol, consuming it, and recovering from it pretty much on a regular basis, and it's been like that maybe for months or years or decades, you may be even a stage 4 alcoholic. But the point is, you really need, at that point, a detox. You need to go to a detox situation, because if you don't and try to detox on your own, you can have a heart attack, a stroke, convulsions, you can die. Your body, it's too much stress on the body. Okay, so you need to go to professional detox because they give you medications there, and then strongly recommend a rehabilitation facility. And it's really the beginning, okay? Rehabilitation facility gives you a 30-day break, 30, 60, 90-day break. It also gives the family a break too, because it's a family disease. Nobody ever talks about that, but the family's getting a break too. Big part of it. But, then you're able to do a deep dive into, what was the problem? Again, that you'll do a deep dive into the why, and you'll be spending 24 hours a day. You'll be in a situation where you'll be taking care of 24 hours, 7 days a week, and you'll be around other people that are going through the exact same thing you are, and you will bond with people. Okay, my wife had friendships right to the very end from people that she met in recovery and in rehabilitation facilities. If you have the insurance to do it, highly recommend, if you're really serious about sustainable sobriety. And then without a doubt, with all this in mind, more than anything, you've really got to reinvent yourself. You need to be around different people. Definitely need to part ways with people who are drinkers in your life. You need to remove yourself from situation. If family is the problem, Like, I mean, around Christmas time or holidays, if there's going to be alcohol at a family event, don't go to the family event. I don't care if it's Christmas. Your sobriety, certainly in the early years, are more important than Santa Claus. I mean, I don't mean to be that cold, but it's your life is more important than a family event. And if your family, your family will understand that if they're on your side. They really should. If they're not, then that's a problem as well. We even get down in the course about avoiding sections of the grocery store where the alcohol is. Alcohol is usually in a certain section. Avoid that at all costs. If you would drive home from work and you went by a particular location where you bought alcohol, make a different route. Okay, so it's about pattern interrupts. Have different patterns in your life. Reinvention. Now, reinvention includes, I'm going to go this real quick, learn a new language, learn how to play a guitar, the creative side, paint, draw, journal, woodworking. Everybody has creative outlets that they're into. And the other thing you really need to do on a daily basis is some kind of physical exercise. Walk, run, jog, hike, lift weights, yoga, fencing, kayaking, biking, I mean, whatever you're into, again, but you need to do this kind of process because you need to do activities instead of drinking. And you need to fill your life with purposeful activities. And these are just baseline things. Now, with the coaching program, we work on those and we get you situated and we set up a blueprint so that you're going to be successful for the rest of your life. And we check in with you as long as you need. I hope a lot of this gives you some insight on what it takes to get there for sustainable sobriety. And then also with this whole format, I really highly recommend reading Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. It's important to understand the insights of the disease, the origins of it, and what happens if you don't do the work, unfortunately. It's an important story. It's also from the family perspective, and it will definitely resonate with alcoholics, families of alcoholics, recovering alcoholics, and anybody who likes a Shakespearean tragedy, unfortunately. I hope that helps. I'll see you on TikTok. Thanks for listening.